Hey, lovelies. So, I'm going to share something with you that could literally change your life in every area. And I don't hear anyone else talking about it this way. If you would stop focusing on manifesting outcomes or trying to change yourself, and instead focused on building the relationship with who you really are and your actual desires, you would have an entirely different life experience. And I'll explain why. Most people are inadvertently trying to manifest their desires in reverse. And here's what I mean by that. This is how it usually goes down. A desire comes into your conscious awareness. And remember, I've said many times that we don't choose our desires, we become aware of them. They come into our line of sight, they come into our conscious awareness. So you become conscious of a desire, and then you think that you need to manifest it. So you immediately go to techniques or processes, or even from a more advanced perspective, you might try to just live in the end or embody the version of yourself who already has it. You're trying to be a new expression of self or be a new character. Basically, what that all means is you become aware of a desire, and then you think that you need to communicate that somewhere. You think that you need to communicate to something that you're choosing to have that desire, whether it's your higher self, your future self, the universe, source, or the subconscious. And unfortunately, the majority of manifesting teachings actually perpetuate this idea, which inadvertently actually keeps you focused in the opposite direction of the truth of who you are, of your natural and inherent fulfillment, and of what your desires are actually here to tell you. And so I offer you this alternative perspective. And that is that your desires do not show up as some sort of assignment for you to work at or prove something or earn. When we respond to our desires in that way, this is exactly what that is like. It would be like if someone who loves you deeply and knows you implicitly, your best friend or your beloved, was standing right in front of you. And in their arms were a bunch of beautifully wrapped gifts. And the second that you see those gifts, you know exactly what they are, and you are so excited because it's everything you ever wanted. And you're like, oh my God, I didn't even know that I wanted that, or that's exactly what I wanted, and now I can't imagine living without it. And your beloved who's standing in front of you with their arms full of these gorgeously wrapped presents just for you says, great, and then they try to hand them to you. And then you go, oh, no, 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 I couldn't possibly. Let me go figure out how I could have that. Let me go work on myself and change all my limiting beliefs and heal my inner child and regulate my nervous system. Let me figure out how I could actually have that. Now, if that whole scenario happened in so-called real life, what would your beloved who's standing right in front of you do? They would look right at you and they would go, are you having a stroke? Are you losing your mind? You just said this is exactly what you want and I'm trying to hand it to you. What are you doing? That is exactly what most of us are doing when it comes to manifesting our desires. So here's my invitation for you to first of all return to the recognition of who you really are. That you are source itself, that you are awareness, that you are that formless field of all that is. And then accept that your dimensionally greater self, you as consciousness, you as awareness, is the one who actually has the desire. And because this dimensionally greater self has no entanglement with the stories of the various human characters, when it has a desire, it's instantly accepted. Your taller self, your dimensionally greater self, gets the desire to experience something, and it goes, okay, I want to have that. I want to do that. I want to be that. I want to experience that through my avatar, through my human self. And that is the exact moment when you become aware of that desire. When that desire comes into your conscious awareness, it's because who you truly are, your dimensionally greater self, has already accepted it on your behalf. It is not an invitation for you to work an effort at trying to manifest it. It is not an invitation for you to try to communicate to who you truly are, to your taller self, to the universe, to the quantum field, to the subconscious, that you want that desire. You want that desire because who you truly are has already accepted it and wants to experience it through you as you, and is asking you to accept it, is asking you to participate. And that's where forming a relationship with your actual desires comes into it. So when you notice a desire, instead of thinking of it as a project or an invitation for you to try and manifest it, or instead of thinking of it as an inanimate thing, a lifeless thing that is outside of you, I want you to start thinking of it as an entity that's showing up trying to communicate to you who you already are. So the next time you notice a desire, or if there's a desire you're already aware of, just choose to accept that the reason you are even aware of it is because it's already been accepted on your behalf by who you truly are. Let go of any notion that there's anything you need to do to prove or earn that manifestation. Let go of any rules or conditions that you think you need to meet, or that other people have told you you need to meet. Like you have to have a certain frequency, or you need to be in detachment, or you need to not think of it, or you do need to think of it. All of those rules and conditions, just let them go. And then ask yourself, if I truly accepted that this desire is mine in the noticing of it, that it's already been accepted on my behalf and there's no rules or conditions for me to meet, now how would I relate to this desire just because I want to? Don't try to answer this with the mind. Don't wait for the human linear mind to get on board. It doesn't need to. That's not its job. Listen for the answer, and it might surprise you. It might surprise you what that relationship with your desire might look like now that you've let go of secondhand information of what other people have said are the rules or conditions that you thought you had to meet. It might look like, actually, now that I'm accepting that that desire is telling me that I'm already this person, and that this is absolutely unfolding through me as me right now, and I don't need to figure anything out, I might not need to think about it at all. You might find that you're totally fine with just knowing that at some point in the seemingly linear future, you're going to experience this desire. Or you might find that actually, now that I don't need to worry about getting something just right, or thinking about it too much, or being in detachment, I actually want to think about it all day long, but from love and fulfillment, because that is what the desire is telling me. So see what happens when you focus on who you really are and what the desire is here to tell you. And let me know in the comments how it goes.